Good morning, all of you. Let's start the flower part of chapter number 5. Flower, basically, it's the reproductive part of flower. Next, flower, if you have remember, we have discussed this thing. Can you tell me? See, in the total 4 whorls are there: calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Which 2 whorls are essential whorls? Correct, Galo. Androecium and gynoecium. These 2 whorls we call the essential. Calyx, corolla we call the accessory whorls. Right? Next, in generally, calyx is in greenish in color and corolla is bright in color, bright yellow, bright red. Okay, in the different shades are there. So corolla basically beautifully colored part, and the calyx is a generally remember this. Next, if in any flower these 2 whorls are present in a same flower, if these 2 whorls are present in a same flower, this type of flower we call correct bisexual or else monoecious. Remember, and if separated, then we use the term unisexual. Right? Next, after this, now the next part that we call types of flower. First, we have discussed structure of flower. Now we are going to discuss types of flower. Types of flower on the basis of first symmetry that you have learned in a animal kingdom chapter, that 3 types of symmetry: asymmetry, bilateral symmetry, and the radial symmetry. Right? So same over here in case of flower also. Flower, either it has radial symmetry or else bilateral symmetry or else asymmetry. Can anyone quickly tell me? Raise your hand first of all. What is radial symmetry? Radial symmetry, can anyone explain? बोलिए जुगल.
Hello, ma'am.
बोलो.
Radial symmetry is that symmetry in which we can cut the body in more than one plane, which is passing through the middle center and
Yes,
dividing the or body into equal to half.
yes, two equal halves. Excellent, correct. See here, same thing. That's the flower is present. See here, this is the flower, right? Now, when we if we cut this flower in this axis, then also it will divide it into two equal halves. When we cut in this way, then again it divided into two equal half. Next, if we cut in this format, so some of the flowers are there. When we cut this flower by any plane of axis which passes through this center, so we call flower has radial symmetry. And radial symmetrical flowers are known as actinomorphic flower. These flowers are known as which one? Actinomorphic flower. So suppose you read actinomorphic flower means you have to understand this flower has radial symmetry. Then next, bilateral symmetry. Can anyone explain what is bilateral symmetry? Rudra, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. A type of symmetry in which the plane is divided into two equal or identical halves.
Yes, a single plane. Okay, a single plane of axis which divides the flower over here into two equal halves. Just imagine if I cut in this way, then flower is not divided into two equal halves. In one part this format, in one part other part this form, which is, we can't say that it's a equal part of that flower. So we can divide flower into two equal half only by single plane of axis. This symmetry we call bilateral symmetry, and bilateral symmetrical flowers are known as zygomorphic flower. Bilateral symmetrical flowers are known as zygomorphic flower, remember. Then next, third one, that is asymmetry. Asymmetry, can anyone explain asymmetry? Fatima. Fatima, bolo.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in this, the body cannot be divided into two equal halves.
By any plane of axis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So here we call flower, not a body. Here we are talking about flowers. So when flowers are there, some of the flower is there. This flower, we cannot divide it into two equal halves. Just imagine over here, if I cut in this way, then on one side this type of petal, on other side this type of petal is there. Next, second thing, if flower is divided into this form, then again on one side these two petals come here, this two. See, this is the asymmetry, because in all petals, if you can make out, different shapes are there. Due to this condition, we can't divide it, this type of flower into two equal halves by any plane of axis. So we call asymmetrical flower. First, radial symmetry. Second, bilateral symmetry. And third, asymmetry. Radial symmetrical flower we call actinomorphic. Bilateral symmetrical flower we call zygomorphic. And third one, simply we call asymmetrical. Now, examples of this. Example first, that's the asymmetrical in that canna flower. Then actinomorphic in that mustard, rye, right? Then datura and chili. Then next, bilateral symmetry, pea, gulmohar, bean, cassia. Pea, bean, gulmohar, cassia for bilateral symmetry, canna for asymmetry, and mustard, datura, chili for radial symmetry. See this. This is the mustard flower. Next, after that, this is the canna, okay, in which all four petals have a different shape. So remember, mustard, datura, chili for actinomorphic and the radial symmetry. Pea, gulmohar, bean, cassia for zygomorphic bilateral symmetry. And canna for asymmetrical flower. Remember. Now next thing, that, see, this is the one type of flower. Next, we can divide or classify the flower in another format also. First, we divide flower on the basis of symmetry. Now the second type that we call on the basis of the floral appendages. On the basis of floral appendages. Floral appendages in that calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, right? So in this particularly, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, where we are mainly talking or focusing about for this calyx, corolla, and the androecium. इसमें generally gynoecium part include नहीं होता है. So remember, calyx, corolla, and androecium. For this thing is given. In that flower, it might be trimerous or else tetramerous or else pentamerous. Trimerous meaning what? You know that four whorls are there: calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. Here we are mainly focusing on calyx, corolla, and androecium. Remember. So in trimerous flower, that suppose three members of calyx. Three members of calyx meaning what? Calyx generally greenish in color. ऐसा structure होता है, right? Leaf like. So they are in three in number. Then corolla, petals, right? So they are suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 petals are there, corolla 1. Then androecium, that stamen, again 3. So when we count the number of each component, each whorl, right? So calyx number 3 means 3 sepals. Then corolla, in that 6 petals are there. Androecium, in that again 3 stamens are there. So the numbers are there. They are multiple of 3. They are multiple of 3. 3 का टेबल okay जो आता है. Suppose यहाँ पे 3, 3, 6 condition है. In some of the flower 3 sepals, 9 petals, 6 stamens, like this. So remember, if this component, right, number in a 3 or multiple of 3, then we call it a trimerous flower. Tetramerous, first one is a trimerous. Second, that's a tetramerous. So tetramerous, in that 4, that's a multiple of 4. So 4 sepals are there. Then next 4 petals. Then 8 stamens are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 8 stamens are there. So like this, the number of component over here when we count, so calyx 4, corolla 4, and this are 8. So number of component in multiples of 4. So that's why we can say that this type of flower is a tetramerous flower. Next, if flower in that calyx has 5 sepals, right? Then next 5 petals. In that 5 petals are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then next even 5 stamens, or we can take example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or else you can take 10. Right? So all are calyx number 5, corolla 5, this 10. So all are in multiple of 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, right? So that's why we call it's a pentamerous flower. So remember, generally you know dicot, monocots, right? In monocots, trimerous flower, in dicots, tetra or pentamerous flower. So understand that what is trimerous, tetramerous, and pentamerous. If multiple of 3, the floral appendages are component of flower each one, then we call trimerous. If multiple of 4, we call tetramerous, and if multiple of 5, we call pentamerous. Are you all clear with this concept, trimerous, tetra, and pentamerous? Next thing, that we divide the flower on the basis of, presence or absence of bracts. Now, if you remember, can anyone tell me stalk of flower we called? stalk of the flower be called? Yes, pedicel. Correct, Chaiti. Galo. Good. Yeah. So stalk of the flower we call pedicel. Here the flower is there. This is the stalk of the flower. Just imagine over here stem branch is present to which flower arranged. Next, sepal. Sepals are present. That's from the calyx. Now, if you can make out, understand this concept, one word is a bract, other is a bracteole. It's a little bit complicated one. Please understand carefully. Now, first of all, what is bract? So bract, we can say that is attached. Diagram में दिख रहा है clearly. See, bract, a small reduced leaf-like structure that is present at the base of the pedicel. ये pedicel है, ये इसका base है. So over here, one small reduced leaf-like structure is present that we call bract. Clear है? Bract, a small reduced leaf-like structure present at the base of the pedicel we call bract. And second structure that we call the bracteole. So we can say that bracteole present between what? So bracteole present between bract and the flower. This is the entire flower, right? So bract that is present, sorry, bracteole, this bracteole, this one is present between this bract and this flower and the bract. Between this bracteole is present. So now my question is, first of all of you clear this thing? What is bracteole and bract? See, both are leaf-like, small leaf-like greenish structure. Remember, bract, bracteole both. Bracteole single hota hai, bracteoles may be in pair. All of you clear with this? Quickly tell me. Now, my question is, can I say that all bracteate flowers, or first of all, before that, I can say this thing. If bract is present, we call bracteate flower. If bract is present, we call bracteate flower. Bract is not always present in all flower. It might absent in some of the flower. So if bract is absent, we call ebracteate flower. If present, we call bracteate. If absent, we call the ebracteate. Same way, bracteoles के लिए भी है. If present, we call bracteolate flower. We call bracteolate flower. And if absent, we call bracteolate flower. E का meaning over here absent. Right? Bracteate flower, ebracteate flower, bracteolate flower, ebracteolate flower. Now my question is, can I say that all bracteolate flowers have bract? All bracteolate flowers have bract. Can I say that? Yes or no? See, bract that is present at the base of the pedicel over here. Bracteole present between bract and this flower. So if bracteole present, that ultimately indicates what? Bract is also present. without bract. Okay, we can't say that it's a bracteole. Remember, bract is present. If bract is present, then over here on the stalk of that flower pedicel, leaf-like structures are present that we call bracteole. See, bract present at the base of the pedicel, bracteole present on the stalk of the pedicel, on the flower stalk that we call the on the pedicel. So can I say that bracteolate flowers are bracteate or they have bract? Yes or no? Yes, correct. Right? Can I say that all bracteate flowers, all bracteate flowers are bracteolate? All bracteate flowers? Yes, Galav, correct. All bracteate flowers are bracteolate. We can't say that, right? Bract, it might be present, it might be absent. If bract is present, it always not necessary bracteole is also present. So we can't say that if bract is present, bracteole is also present. That is the wrong concept. But if on the stalk leaf is present, so याद रखना कि यहाँ पे भी एक leaf होगा ही, that we call the bract. Clear? That you should understand in this two lines. Bracteate, bracteate flower. Extra है two terms for neat. Bracteolate flower, abracteolate flower. Right? Next classification of flower on the basis of position of ovary. On the basis of position of ovary, in that first type of, see, on the basis of position of ovary on thalamus with that calyx, corolla and androecium also. So first type, if you can make out over here first difference, that this is the stalk of the flower we call pedicel, and if you remember, stalk and at the teeth part swollen structure, and that we call the thalamus. Now this stalk pedicel, on that the thalamus or receptacle is present, either it has this type of shape or else this type of shape or else this one, right? This all are thalamus, but the shapes are different, and if shapes are different, so the position is also changed of that floral appendages ovary. Now if dome shaped thalamus, we call which one? Dome shape, this one we call the dome shaped thalamus. So in that always remember, ovary कहाँ पे होता है? Gynoecium part at the center, stigma style and ovary. Then here stamen part. Next petals are arranged. Then next sepals, right? हमने inner to outer अगर in this flower we come. Now can you tell me in this one, which one, calyx, corolla, androecium or gynoecium, out of this four wall, which one occupy the highest position? On the basis of arrangement, which one occupy the highest position out of this four? Correct, gynoecium. In gynoecium particularly we call the ovary, right? The main part of that we call the ovary over here, this one. So that's why we can say that ovary is superior. Ovary is superior. Thalamus dome shaped. And if ovary is superior, this type of flower we call hypogynous flower. This type of flowers we call the which one? hypogynous flower. Remember, in hypogynous flower, two things that you will have to understand: shape of thalamus, dome shape, some of them call cone shape also. In this form, we call cone shape. Next, dome or cone shape. Next, position of ovary is superior, and that's why this flower we call hypogynous. Second type of flower that we call perigynous. Perigynous, over here, the shape of the thalamus is a flat disc-like shape. Flat disc shape. Now, here ovary is located. Then next, stamen part. Then next, petals. Right? And then next, sepal. So when we see over here, if that's a flat disc-shaped thalamus is present, can we say that here all this whorl, whether it's a gynoecium, endoecium, calyx, corolla, all are arranged almost at the same level? Yes or no? Dome shape का तो clearly indicate that that's a gynoecium at the superior position. But in case of when thalamus become flat disc shape, can we say that here now all the floral appendages are arranged almost at the same level? Yes, right? So that's why, remember, this type of flower, first of all, we call perigynous, and in that position of ovary, we call semi-inferior. Position of ovary, we call semi-inferior, and type of flower, we call perigynous. And in that, shape of the thalamus, flat or disc shape, remember. Next, third type of flower, in that, see, the shape of the thalamus, cup shape. Cup shape of thalamus. Next, here the ovary is located in the cup shape. In the cup shape, ovary is located. Then next, in this part, stamen. Then next, petals are there. Then next, calyx. So now can you tell me which one occupy the lowest position over here? Which one occupy the lowest position? Sorry. Yes, correct. Gynoecium. Okay, here the which one occupy the lowest position, that we call the gynoecium. So in the third type of flower, gynoecium, particularly the ovary part, this part, right? So that's why we call position of ovary is totally inferior. Inside that cup shape of thalamus, the position of ovary we call inferior. Next, an inferior ovary containing flowers we call epigynous. Remember, flower we call epigynous, position of ovary we call inferior, and here the shape of the thalamus is cup shape. So, on the basis of the position of ovary, we divided flowers into three types. If superior ovary, hypogynous. If inferior ovary, we call perigynous. And if inferior on ovary, we call epigynous. Now, examples of hypogynous, in that first example in hypogynous, mustard, China rose and brinjal. Mustard, China rose, hibiscus में होता है, and brinjal, right? Then next, perigynous, plum, rose, and peach. Then next, epigynous, guava, cucumber, even then ray florets of sunflower. Ray florets of sunflower meaning what? Sunflower, when you observe, the bright yellowish color petals are there on periphery. On periphery, that's the bright yellowish color petals. And then at the center, blackish color part is present in sunflower. So this yellow color, bright yellow color petals we call ray floret. These are known as the ray floret. Black color के जो होते हैं, that's we call the disc floret. Here we are talking about this yellow color we call the ray florets. This ray florets of sunflower, guava, cucumber, even watermelon. In all this, epigynous type of flower is present. Remember each and every example. बोलिए clear है? Types of flower on the basis of position of this ovary. Now next. Next thing, that parts of flower. Now we are going to discuss different parts of the flower in detail. In that first part, see, that's the calyx. First part we call the calyx. Rose, this is the one of the example rose. And आपने देखा होगा कि in rose flower this type of greenish structure is present. Have you observed this thing? This structure we call calyx. Entire whole we call calyx, and in each calyx, single we call sepal. This is one sepal, other sepal, third sepal, right, like this. So whole we call calyx. Together sepals whole we call the calyx, and individual unit we call the sepal. So now we are going to discuss this calyx. Remember calyx, that is the one more diagram. Let's first see, then we will go for this. See, when flower in this bird condition, okay, when flower is not open, it remains like this initially. When it becomes mature, then flower open. Can you tell me, ये कौन सा part होगा flower का? Calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, which one? Yes, correct. This is which one? Calyx. Greenish color, leaf-like structure. It's a calyx, right? So, calyx, when we see the flower from outer side, we actually see the first which one? Calyx, this one. So that's why we call. फिर उसके अंदर देखो ये white color की, ये flower में white color के petals है. Then we can observe this next one. So first outermost whorl that we called calyx. Clear? Outermost whorl we call calyx. Next thing, that this calyx has unit, and this unit we call, individual unit we call sepal. Now, sepal structure, it is greenish in color, leaf-like, and that protect. Just now we have seen one peak that one of the flower is present, flower bird. Outermost, that's the calyx whorl is there. So when flower in a bird condition, flower in a bird condition, meaning closed condition, not an open flower. So that time, this calyx gives the protection. Calyx or the sepal, it gives the protection when a flower in a bird stage, closed stage. Next, now the important terms that you will have to remember. Last topic, that's the families. 3 families are given: Solanaceae, Fabaceae, and Liliaceae. In that, just one line is given: flower, Gamosepalous, Polysepalous, Gamopetalous, or Poly. At that time, I will not repeating this all the things. You should understand each and every term. So now, calyx. In that, if we can make out over here, one sepal, second, third, fourth, right? So actually they are separated. Each and every unit of calyx, that's the sepal, they are separated from each other. Individual calyx or sepal we can observe. So if sepals are free from each other, that condition we called polysepalous. If sepals are free from each other, that condition we call polysepalous. Poly का meaning होता है यहाँ पे free, right? So one of the example polysepalous के लिए this rose. Then next, second example that we call gamosepalous. Gamo का meaning होता है fusion. Gamo meaning what? Fusion. In that, this all calyx, all sepals, they fuse to each other. Just उसकी margin के points से ही पता चलता है कि इतने sepals हैं यहाँ पे. Rest this part completely become one, fused. Here individual we can observe. In this one, the lower part of each sepal is fused with each other, just margin part is remaining free. So this type of condition we call gamosepalous. Gamosepalous sepals are fused, united. Polysepalous sepals are free from each other. बोलिए clear है? This much information for calyx. Calyx, unit sepal. Then next, it is the outermost wall of flower. Small green leaf-like structure protects the flower in a bird stage. If sepals are free from each other, we call polysepalous. If sepals are fused to each other, we call gamosepalous. Next, inner to this calyx, the next wall that we call the corolla. Inner to the calyx, the next wall that we call the corolla. Corolla, in that the petals are present. See, just one diagram I want to show you. कितने हिबिस्कस में आपने ऐसा देखा होगा, जासूद, फ्लावर इन अ बर्ड स्टेज ऐसा. यहाँ पे देखो ये कैलिक्स. Lower part actually fused over here, if you can make out. Just margin से ही वो क्या है, free. So this type of condition we call gamosepalous. Next one, that is the corolla, inner to the calyx, called corolla. Unit of the corolla, that's the petal. Unit of the corolla we call the petal. Petals are generally bright in color to attract the insects for the pollination. They are bright in color. Okay, so many color variations are there in this petal. Then next, if petals are free from each other, petals are free from each other, meaning what? आपने रोज के फ्लावर्स देखे. In rose, can you pick in that so many petals are there in rose? Can you pick out any single flower easily? Can you pluck out single petal easily? Yes or no? In case of rose, even datura, not datura, my mistake. That China rose, hibiscus, right? So that's why we call in that the polypetalous condition. In rose, polypetalous condition, petals are free from each other. Whereas in case of datura, see, this is the datura flower. If you can clearly make out over here, then all the see, this is the margin of one petal, then the other. All are joined with each other and make a one structure. If you can make out, all petals are joined. देखो यहाँ पे भी ये actually margins, but this all are joined, right? So this type of condition, when all petals join to each other, we call gamopetalous condition. This condition is known as gamopetalous. If petals are free from each other, we call polypetalous. If petals are fused with each other, we call gamopetalous. One of the example for gamopetalous, datura. Remember, datura में even हमने gamosepalous condition भी किया है. See here, this is the long calyx part is present, sepal. This much part is fused. We can't make out that this many sepals are present over here. Only in this, just this type of structure is present. See, दिख रहा है clearly? So this in datura, gamosepalous, gamopetalous, both the conditions are present. In rose, polysepalous, polypetalous condition is present. Now the third thing, in some of the flower, okay, generally greenish color calyx, bright color corolla. So we can easily differentiate them. Okay, this is the calyx, this is the corolla. But in some of the flower, that calyx and corolla, they both are of same color. Calyx and corolla are of same color, right? So how can we differentiate that this one is the calyx, this one is the corolla in this case? That type of condition we called perianth, in which calyx and corolla externally, appearance, not differentiated because both have same color. Not differentiated because both have same color. Either both are greenish in color like a calyx, or else both are bright in color like a corolla. Right? So this one we know, if calyx we unit call sepal, if corolla we call petal. So if this condition is there where calyx corolla cannot be differentiated, both are look by same, either greenish color or the bright color, so that condition we call perianth, and then each unit we call tepal. आपने बोगनविलिया देखा है? इन बोगनविलिया वेलवेट जैसे फ्लावर्स होते हैं, राइट? डिफरेंट हाईवेज पे, रोड साइड्स पे बहुत सारे होते हैं in different colors, pink, white, purple, so many variations are there. So in perianth, the unit we call tepal. Okay. See, corolla, remember one more thing in corolla. When petals fused with each other, it will form a tube-like structure, or else, okay, it will form a tube-like structure, or else the bale-shaped structure, funnel-shaped structure, wheel-shaped structure. Different shape structures can be formed when all petals fuse to each other. Depends on the shape of the petal, right? If the petals fuse with each other, either it form bell shape, funnel shape, tubular, and wheel-shaped structure. Well, up to here, any doubt? All of you, give me answer. Do you have any doubt up to here? Types of flower, parts of flower in that calyx and corolla first. Next thing, that is very important topic of this chapter, estivation. That topic we called estivation. Estivation, the mode of arrangement of sepals of petals in a flower bud. Now, first of all, remember, estivation we can study in case of only and only when flower in a bird condition. When flower open, we can study this, but it will create difficulty for us. So to easily study the estivation, we need a flower in a bird condition. Now, we know that some of the flowers have 5 sepals, some of the flowers have 4 sepals, 3 sepals, like this. So this all whorl we call calyx, but in that the different this very number sepals are present. Suppose 5 sepals are present. So these 5 sepals all are arranged in a which manner with respect to the other. So that we are going to discuss over here. Just imagine that over here one flower is there, that calyx whorl is given. In that, if we can make out, this is the one sepal, then second sepal, third, fourth, and the fifth. So when we see over here, then this one, see, when we see over here, then we can make out that all sepals are arranged along their margin. Along their margin meaning what over here? This is the one sepal. If I make diagram over here, then one sepal, then suppose 5 sepals are there. Second sepal, third sepal, fourth, and then this is the fourth, and then fifth. Right? So all this thing indicates what? All are along the margin. All are along the margin they have arranged. Now, in this we can show two things. If sepals are, just a second, I make one more. If all sepals are free from each other, can you tell me this condition? When sepals are free from each other, we call sepals are free from each other, we call, yes, Jubal, correct, polysepalous condition, right? So remain this diagram like this, so we call the polysepalous. But when we make this type of fusion, ऐसे structures अगर हम बना देंगे, this thing indicates fusion. So now we can say that all sepals are fused with each other. So that condition we call gamosepalous. Correct. One condition is polysepalous when fusion is absent. But when fusion is there, we call gamosepalous condition. So first thing, either sepal or petal. First हमने इसको sepal के form में consider किया. Now consider all our petals, right? And these all petals arranged just along their margin. So draw like this. That indicates valvate estivation. When sepals or petal, they arrange in a such a way that they just touch the margin. They just touch the margin of the one to the other end. We call valvate estivation. We call the valvate estivation. Second one, that's the twisted. Twisted estivation, in that again 5 suppose components are there, 5 sepals or 5 petals, right? So this is the one sepal. Consider first sepal. So this is the one sepal. One end we call outer, other end here we call inner. Why inner? Because now the next member of this sepal that arrange in a this way. So this end actually overlapped by the other Then again the same thing, third, fourth, and the fifth. So one end is outer, other end is inner. इसका भी देखो ये outer है, this one is inner. This one is outer, this one is inner, and outer, inner, outer, inner. So this type of twisting pattern, right? This type of pattern we call it. So which one? Twisting pattern. So estivation name given, twisted estivation. Estivation name given is which one? Twisted estivation. अगर आपके पास hibiscus है कहीं पे भी, so in hibiscus, China rose, you can easily observe this thing. Petals भी आप just ऐसे open flower को भी just petals का arrangement देखोगे, easily you can understand this thing. So here, if one margin of the appendage or this member overlaps the next one, overlaps the next one, and so on, we call it's a twisted. Simply remember, one end of that one component is overlapped by the other component. फिर again ये over and overlapped होता है with this one, overlap by this one, right? So this type of estivation we call twisted estivation. First we have learned that the valvate estivation. So उसमें कैसा arrangement था? Just along the margin. Here in this twisted form. Third type of estivation that we call imbricate estivation. Imbricate estivation in this sepals or petals दोनों में आपको कहीं पे भी मिलेगा. So in that arrangement like this, now you will have to tell me. Now can you tell me, in this diagram, how many, see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So how many sepals or petals shows twisted, जैसे हमने twisted estivation learn किया, same pattern. How many of from this shows the twisted type of estivation? 3, right? Number that 2, see, this one twisted, outer, inner, see, outer, inner, 2, 4, 5. These 3 are showing the twisting pattern. But if you can make out over here, इसके तो देखो दोनों ends कहाँ पे? Outer. So one petal or sepal is totally outer. And one, see, here's this one, totally inner. So here 1 plus 1 plus 3 arrangement. 1 totally outer, 1 totally inner, and remaining 3 in a twisted form. Right? So that type of estivation we call imbricate estivation. First understand in this way easily, then textbook language. Arrangement with what type? 1 plus 1 plus 3, 1 totally outer, 1 totally inner, and then 3 twisted form. Now your textbook says that if the margins of sepals or petals overlap one another, but not in any particular direction. Meaning what? आपको पता है twisted में देखो ये pattern था. In twisted, that one end is outer, one inner, like this. So in that we can say that this one is the first. आप कहीं से भी start कर लो, right? So same pattern ही आपको follow मिलेगा. One is outer, one is inner. Valvate में भी देखो कहीं से भी आप start करो 4, 5. In that you get the same thing, that all are remain along the margin. But in this twist imbricate estivation, in this pattern is not same, right? One is outer, one is inner, and three are twisted. So we can say that the petals remain for a or shows any particular direction. Their margins are overlapped, but not in any particular direction because they have different kind of arrangement, 1 plus 1 plus 3. Then fourth type of estivation is quincuncial estivation. Fourth type of estivation is quincuncial estivation. See, ये imbricate के जैसा ही है. Little bit difference is there. So we call it a spatial type of imbricate estivation. In this, if I make a diagram, then just a second. See, if I make the diagram of quincuncial, it looks like this. So in that, when you see 1 and 2, can we say that these two are totally outer? Then these two are totally inner, whereas one like a twisted form. So here 2 plus 1 arrangement, 2 outer, 2 inner, 1 twisted, right? Two margins outer, two components outer, two components inner, and one is overlapped. So this type of estivation we call quincuncial type of estivation. It's a spatial type of imbricate estivation. Imbricate में था 1 plus 1 plus 3. Then the fifth one, see, first the valvate, second twisted, third imbricate, fourth quincuncial. Fifth one is the vexillary estivation. Vexillary estivation के लिए highlight करके रखना that this type of estivation we can observe only in corolla. Only in the which one? Corolla. Remember, means petals. Sepals में ये estivation नहीं होता. Rest four we can observe in case of sepal and petal both. Right? Now, in this vexillary estivation basically a characteristic feature of Fabaceae family. Pulses जितने भी है उसके अगर आप फ्लावर लोगे in that you can observe this vexillary estivation in corolla part. One petal is totally large. Then next two petals are moderate, and then two petals are very small. They are arranged in this way. One is a very large, then moderate, and very, that's a small size petals. So this type of arrangement we call vexillary estivation. One is large, then moderate, and two small. We call the vexillary estivation. In that largest petal we called standard. The name given to this petal, standard. Then these two at the sides like a wings. So the name given, these are wings. Name given that these are wings. Then next, these two small we called keel. Okay. Now another name of this standard को vexillum भी बोलते हैं. Standard another name is vexillum. Wings को LA. Remember, wings other name that's the LA, and standard other name that's the vexillum. See this photograph of this flower. pea flower. If you can make out, see, this is the huge, large petal, right? Inside that over here, two medium size, and इसके अंदर होते हैं small size. इसके अंदर exactly I can't say that, but here suppose this two, and then over here two small petals. So in a way, total 5 petals are present, right? Largest one we call vexillum or the standard. This LA or wings, and this are clean. Now, if I want to see the entire this largest petal, then first I should remove these two petals, yes or no? कील और एले को रिमूव करेंगे तो ही हमें एग्जैक्टली एंटायर वेक्सिलम और द लार्जेस्ट पेटल दिखेगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई रिमेंबर पोजीशन वाइज नीट के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट वेक्सिलम लार्जेस्ट है बट वी कॉल इट्स अ पोस्टीरियर बिकॉज फ्रंट में क्या है फर्स्ट कील. सो दिस वन वी कॉल एंटीरियर. फिर एले होता है वो साइड्स पे है सो वी कॉल लेटरल. पोजीशन वाइज रिमेंबर vexillum largest posterior. When we remove this keel and LA, then we can easily observe this entire structure of vexillum, largest petal. So position wise, vexillum posterior, LA lateral, and the keel anterior. This is the vexillary estivation, and that we can observe only remember Fabaceae family flower, particularly which part? Corolla, never present in calyx. Remember this type of estivation. Rest all that valvate, twisted, imbricate we can observe in different flowers. So that's the flower sepals and petals both. See, this is the hibiscus, okay, in orange color. We can make out. Dekho, this is the one end of this. ये बाहर चला जाता है on outer side. If we can make out, ये petal यहाँ से start हो जाता है. Same way ये outer side पे इसका ये and inner side पे, right? That's why we make in this format pattern, outer to inner, outer to inner. ये petal देखो 1 नंबर का ये है, सपोज ये 2 नंबर, ये 1 नंबर इस 2 नंबर के पेटल को ओवरलैप कर रहा है. देखो ये पीछे से आ रहा है एंड देन कम फॉरवर्ड, राइट. नेक्स्ट दिस इज Calotropis acro, राइट. कैन यू टेल मी कि इसमें कौन सा एस्टिवेशन होगा? देखो एक हमने लर्न किया वाल्वेट along the margin, sepals or petals, either or, but they arrange along the margin. Second था twisted. Third था imbricate, that outer, one inner, remaining 3 twisted. Quinquential में 2 outer, 2 inner and twisted. Vexillary is totally different. So tell me, in this one, yes, some of them have written correct. Valvate estivation. देखो along the margin है, margin यहाँ पे complete, the next start, next. I hope now all are clear with this. Next. Can you tell me in this one, देखो फ्लावर के मार्जिन्स देखो, पेटल्स के मार्जिन्स देखो, वैसे ही सेम सेपल्स में होता है. सेपल के पिक्स डिफिकल्ट है अंडरस्टैंड करना, सो आई हैव टेकन दिस वन. यस करेक्ट जुगल, ट्विस्टेड, राइट. ये देखो वन इनर एंड फिर ये बाहर चला जाता है, देन अगेन इनर and then come like this. Very good. Next. Okay. Now tell me, in this A, what type of estivation in this? Can you tell me? Read the diagram carefully and tell. Only 4-5 students are continuously giving reply. Rest all are resting. Now, if you are not giving me answer, all of you, okay? जिसका सिंगल भी आंसर नहीं होगा, आई विल गिव यू द होमवर्क. जितना भी आज लर्न करोगे 10 टाइम्स मिनिमम 10 टाइम्स आपको लिखना है, राइट. मैडम प्लीज नोट डाउन.
Yes, ma'am.
Start. This one is imbricate, correct. Can you tell me what type of estivation in this? In this one? Vexillary. Correct. Vexillary estivation. The auxiliary estivation in this largest petal we call standard or vexillum, right? These two smallest we call in, correct. And lateral petals we call wings, wings or another name alae, correct. Excellent. Next, what type of estivation in case of this C, label part C? Valvate. Correct. Then label part D. Twisted. Labeled part E, last one which was remaining, we call what type of estivation? Spelling wrong लिखा है किसी ने. Quincuntial, that is the correct. Quincuntial type of estivation. Can you tell me in which one? 2 plus 2 plus 1 arrangement. In which one? 2 plus 2 plus 1 arrangement. Yes, quinquential. In which one? That all margins, all components, they arrange along their margin. Correct. Valvate. Which type of estivation that we can observe only and only in case of corolla? Correct. Auxiliary. Then next, what type of estivation in which 1 plus 1 plus 3 arrangement. Imbricate. Good. Excellent. चलिए examples. Examples in that first valvate estivation example calotropis. Akro. I showed the pic, remember, right? Second, twisted China rose hibiscus. Then lady's finger, binda in Gujarati we call, and then cotton. Cotton flower, lady's finger, China rose, twisted estivation. Third, Asia and Gulmohar in that imbricate estivation. Fourth, quincuncial in that cucurbita and melia. Cucurbita and melia flower. I know, okay, majority flowers name आपने सुने भी नहीं होंगे, but you will have to remember. Quincuncial, cucurbita, melia, and vexillary estivation. Remember, Fabaceae family, Pulses family. So सारे pulses इसमें आ जाएंगे. Pea, bean, gram, every peanuts, right? So examples over here given pea and bean. Remember. One more time. Valvate, calotropis, twisted, China rose, ladyfinger, and the cotton. Then imbricate, acacia, gulmohar, quincuncial, cucurbita, and melia. Vexillary or other name of that estivation papilionaceous because it looks like a butterfly. The petals ऐसे arranged. So examples P and B. बोलिए estivation topic clear है? Have you all understood this? Next. Now over here calyx, corolla, entire part. One more thing, last question for estivation first. We can study estivation in the sepals and petals. In when flower in a bud condition or open flower, mature flower. Yes, flower in a bud condition. Remember. And when we make this estivation, right? Like twisted hair or any other form. So actually we are going to study what? That one component, this is the one component, right? One sepal or petal. How this sepal arrange in respect to the other member of the component, other member of the wall, right? इसके साथ इसका कैसे है, overlap है, overlapping है, along the margin है, what type of association, right? Or arrangement. So that's to understand all this thing, we should study estivation. Next point, that third wall of flower, androecium. First, we have learned outermost wall, calyx, inner to the calyx, corolla, inner to the corolla, third wall, that is the androecium. Androecium unit stamen. See, like these are stamen. This type of structure we call stamen. But all together we called androecium. It's a one word. We call the androecium. Now, in this androecium, when we see the structure of single stamen, so long filament and anther is mainly divided into two parts. Androecium, first of all, remember in that unit stamen. Stamen, it's a male reproductive organ. It has stalk or filament and anther. फिर यहाँ पे thalamus आ जाएगा. Just imagine that on the thalamus this structure is arranged. Anther. Anther generally bilobed structure 1 and 2. That's why we draw in this way. If you can make out, यहाँ पे मैंने ऐसे draw. Anther is generally bilobed structure, and in each lobe, 2 chambers are present. Right? These 2 chambers, आपने एंजियोस्पर्म में ये सब लर्न किया है. These 2 chambers are known as pollen sac, microsporangium. Right? And inside that, pollen grains are developed. When these pollen grains become mature, this anther will dehisce, means break. And pollen grains liberated outside from it. Pollen grains liberated outside for the pollination. Right? So first, androecium. Androecium unit stamen. Stamen has 2 parts, filament and anther. Anther generally bilobed structure. In each lobe, 2 chambers are present. These chambers we call pollen sac, in which the pollen grains are developed. When pollen grains become mature, anther dehiscence occur. Anther break itself. It becomes dry and that break. So the pollen grains comes outside for pollination. This much information for anther. Now, in some of the flower, underline करके रखना ये. In some of the flower, pollen sacs or stamen is present. Entire stamen structure is present, but in that pollen grains cannot be developed. The structure is present, but functionally absent. Stamen structure is present, but functionally it absent. That condition we call staminode, sterile stamen. In short, we can say that the sterile stamen, it's not a fertile. So that's why we call sterile, can't able to produce their own gamete. Right? बोलिए, clear है? Staminode and the stamen structure. Next. Now, these stamens last topic. Can you make out in this picture? This is the filament. ये filament है, ये anther है. This is anther, right? यहाँ पे इसका ये filament. On back side, this part entire, that is their petal. Datura का है ये actually. So, if you can make out over here that this filament over here, filament, it's a part of stamen that fused with petal. Petal के साथ join हो गया है ये. Can you able to make out this part? Yes or no? Is this clear? Okay. So when stamens are attached to petal, so that condition given epipetalous. We called epipetalous. Very, very important for meat. Remember, one condition is epipetalous. In that, name suggests petals hai. So stamens attached to the petals. Example, datura, brinjal. In short, remember Solanaceae family. Last में हम करने वाले हैं, याद रखना. Solanaceae family unique feature epipetalous condition in flower. Stamens attached to the petal, epipetalous, Solanaceae family, brinjal, potato, datura, all belongs to this. You know, फर्स्ट चैप्टर में हम लर्न किया है ये सब. ब्रिंजल, पोटैटो, टोमेटो, धतूरा. Remember solanum. Next. So one condition is epipetalous condition. Second condition in which stamens unite to tepals. Remember what is tepal? Stamens unite with tepal that we call perianth. Can anyone tell me what is perianth? Can anyone tell me what is perianth? Quickly. Yes, calyx and corolla look wise same. Calyx and corolla are look wise same. We can't differentiate them, right? One of the example, remember that bougainvillea. Right? So in that case, so this units we call the tepal. So if stamens attach to this, fused with this tepal, we called epitepalous. वहां पे petalous था, यहाँ पे epitepalous or epiphyllous. Epitepalous, or we can say that epiphyllous condition. And this is an exclusive feature of Liliaceae family, last family that we will learn. Liliaceae, remember, Epipetalous, Solanaceae, Epiphyllous, Epitepalous, Liliaceae family. Example, flowers of lily. See this picture. इसमें clear नहीं है, but this is the lily plant. It's spider like. ये gardens में होते हैं generally this type of flower, right? Tell me, which two parts form stamen? Which two parts form stamen? Yes, anther and filament. Next, out of these two, which part is attached to thalamus? Correct. Some of them given 4-5 answers and then again become lazy. Last few questions, okay? Then you will be free. Anther, filament, the part that remain attached to the thalamus, that is the which one? ये thalamus है, यहाँ पे ये filament आया and then anther. So which part? That is the filament, remember. Next, anther is in anther, how many lobes are present generally? 2 lobes, right? In these 2 lobes, how many pollen sacs are present? 4. In which pollen grains are developed, right? Sterile stamen we called staminode. That is the correct answer. Next, 2 conditions are given. Okay. One is, okay, if stamens are attached to the petals, we call epipetalous. Can you give me an example? Okay, belongs to, this is for unique feature. For which family? This is the unique feature for which family? Solanaceae. Good. So now give me the examples. Solanaceae क्या? Yes, potato, brinjal, datura, tomato. Correct. Second condition, when stamens attach to tepals or perianth, we called, correct, epiphyllous or epitepalous. Excellent. Example, flowers of leaf. In stamen part, two things are remaining that we will discuss in the next class tomorrow. Right? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Rest all, you may leave now. Good day. Bye.
Ma'am.